If you are someone who is struggling to get started on your weight loss journey and you feel like you don't even know where to begin, and maybe you've tried this so many times before and you can never get any traction going and you keep failing and you just can't get your mind right, you can't get motivated to start, this video is for you. Welcome to the channel, guys. If you don't know who I am, my name is Campolo. I used to be 300 pounds. That guy used to be me. And then about 20 years ago, I started my weight loss journey and lost a bunch of weight and ultimately got in shape. I went through a lot of trial and error. I've tried every single diet you can imagine. I've worked with numerous coaches, therapists, nutritionists. So it's been a long 20-year journey, but ultimately we got to where we are today. And now I have the privilege of helping others get in the best shape of their life and shortcutting all of the BS to get there. So in this video, I really want to talk about something I'm very passionate about, which is about destroying your old identity and really moving on to the new person that you truly know you can become. But deep down inside, you're like, maybe you have this vision, the body you want. You have a vision of the weight that you want to be at. You might even have a vision of, starting your own business or being at a certain place of success in your life. But for whatever reason, your mind keeps pulling you back, even if you get started on your journey and slowly but surely just, go back into the comfort of your current life. So this is something I really struggled with for years and years and years. I was the fat kid for, most of my early adult life, right? It wasn't until the age of 16 where I decided I want to get in shape. I'm tired of being bullied. I'm tired of being picked on. I'm tired of being the fat kid. And that's when I really started my weight loss journey. But up until that point, I really had no reference for how could I become that guy, right? As a young man, I wanted to become almost like a Marvel superhero. I wanted to have a six-pack. I wanted to have muscles. I wanted to be strong. But I had never really gone through the process of what it took to get there, right? So it was a place of unfamiliarity with having that body and what it takes to achieve it, right? So I was stuck in this one identity where I was a fat kid. All I knew my entire life was being overweight, being fat. But in my heart, I really wanted to essentially die to that person and morph into this new person, right? So one thing you have to realize is it's not gonna happen overnight. Like, this is a long process and you have to give yourself grace along the way, okay? The physical transformation actually happens quite quickly. Like, people are, surprised at how quick they could literally change their physique. I mean, you can get in the best shape of your life in 3 to 6 months, depending on where you're starting, right? Obviously, if you have like 100 pounds, to lose, then you're probably closer to 12 months. But, once you get the habits going, like, you'd be surprised how quickly you could actually achieve your goal. It's more or less the mind that you have to convince and start really changing your identity into this new person that you want to become, okay? So how do you become that person? Like, how do you ultimately transform into that, that new identity, or start to build that identity, right? Well, again, it's a process. The problem with starting is, if you're watching this video, maybe you're 50 pounds overweight, maybe you're 100 pounds overweight, maybe, you're 20 pounds overweight, and you've never really accomplished your dream body. Maybe tried your entire life. You've tried a lot of diets. You've tried a lot of these quick fad things that promise results, but you failed time and time again. And welcome to the club. I've been there myself. So all you really know up until this point is just failure and letdowns, and you've allowed these past experiences to really shape how you feel about yourself. And even though you want that dream body, even though you want to lose the weight, your mind automatically reminds you of all the failures that happened before. Okay, so really what you have to do is start to shift your habits to become that new person that you want to be. Okay, you have to start creating evidence for yourself that you are this new person you say you are, okay? If you say you're gonna wake up at 7 a.m. to get to the gym, you gotta start doing it. Because once you start doing it, now you're proving to yourself, you know what? I am doing what I said I was going to do, right? You're getting on this path to victory and you're starting to set standards in your life. The reason why a lot of us have slowly but surely crawled back and gone back to our old habits and old ways when we start a fitness journey is because we've let ourselves down so many times. How many times have you said, I'm gonna start my diet Monday, and then Monday comes and by Tuesday or Wednesday, you're driving through McDonald's getting a quarter pounder with fries, right? It happens all the time, but you allow that to kind of shape your identity and shape your future. So the first thing you really need to start doing is just stacking wins. When you look back on your past, how many failures do you have? I know I have thousands upon thousands of, weeks where I said I was gonna start my diet Monday and then I was crashing and burning by Wednesday, right? So what you have to do is begin to stack the evidence that you are who you say you are against the past evidence. Do not allow the past failures and the past letdowns to dictate where you are going in the future. And the truth of the matter is this: you could literally become the person that you want to become in a day, just by changing your habits, just by making a decision that you are no longer going to self-sabotage and fail and continue down the path of the person that you used to be. Okay, you could literally decide right now, I am now going to become this new person. I'm going to start creating these new habits, and I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. Very, very important. And I know this kind of sounds like, just positive thinking, but the truth is your fitness journey is 90% your thoughts and your mind. Okay, believe it or not, the physical part is easy. Getting to the gym, it's easy. The nutrition, it's easy. It's the mind that you got to convince. And a lot of times we talk ourselves out of our own success because your mind likes to remind you of the previous failure. So do not allow that to happen. The next thing I want to talk about is giving yourself grace for when you fall short. Now, about 8 months ago, I gave a TEDx talk talking about the very topic of why perfection kills most people's fitness progress. And the truth is most people feel like once they want to become this new person, they want to get in shape, they want to start eating healthy, they want to start working out, that the second that they fall off track, the second they give into temptation, the second they have a cookie or have a piece of pizza, it's all over, right? They're a failure, they suck, they can't follow through with it, and then they throw in the towel, they feel down on themselves, they feel embarrassed, they feel guilty, and they just slowly go back into their old habits, okay? You're going to fall off track. We are not robots, we're humans. I give myself one weekly treat meal every single week. Every single week, me and my wife go out and I will eat whatever I want. I'll have as much as I want, whatever I want. It might be sushi, tacos, pizza, burgers, ice cream after. I give myself a freebie once a week, okay? You're not a robot. So don't, feel guilty. Don't set yourself back because of one slip up. Here's what I always tell my client. Your ability to reach your goals depends on one thing: course correcting quickly. What I mean by that is if you fall off track, which you're going to, actually go into your journey expecting it to happen, but get right back on track the next day. Acknowledge it happened, forget about it, leave it in the rear view, and keep moving forward, okay? Your ability to just forget about it and move forward, that's gonna be your ultimate key to success on reaching your goal. And again, it's going to happen. So do not start your fitness journey by thinking that all of a sudden overnight, you are now just gonna crave lettuce and chicken and you're never gonna want a cookie, because that is not the case. Those cravings will always be there, right? And I like to live by the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, get your workouts in, eat healthy 80% of the time. And then if you're doing that consistently, the other 20%, you can enjoy your life. You can enjoy the foods you love. You can enjoy the holidays and the birthdays and, these events with friends. So don't think that you have to become this militant person to where you can no longer enjoy the foods that you love, because then you're just setting yourself up for failure. The next thing I want to talk about is, really just giving yourself a realistic time frame to achieve your goal. Okay, how long did it take you to get out of shape? Did it happen overnight? Like when I was close to 300 pounds, did I gain 100 pounds overnight? Of course not. It was a process of years of just poor eating way too much, not exercising, and then, lo and behold, I was 300 pounds, right? So you have to remember, you didn't get overweight overnight. You're not gonna get in shape overnight. It is a process. Now, the cool part about this is once you get going with working out consistently, and when I say consistently, 4 days a week of working out is more than enough. Getting your daily steps in, eating healthier, you will be surprised at how good you start to feel, and then you almost become addicted to it, right? And now, little by little, this is becoming a lifestyle. So I always tell people, even if you don't want to go work out, even if you don't want to start your fitness journey, give yourself 2 weeks. Just tell yourself, you know what, for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get to the gym 4 days a week, I'm gonna eat healthy. You will be surprised at how good you feel, and then your body begins to give you feedback and tell you, hey, we feel good, your energy is higher, your mood's increased, your sleep is better, and you start to become addicted to that, and that's how it becomes a lifestyle, okay? But don't think too far ahead. Don't think, 6 months down the road or a year down the road. Like, just take this process one day at a time, because a lot of people, they start to overwhelm themselves by, saying, oh, well, I have 50 pounds to lose. Like, that's a lot of weight. It's gonna take me a long time. Or I have 100 pounds to lose. That's gonna take a long time. Take things one day at a time. If you could do that, you're gonna take a lot of the pressure off of yourself to, lose a certain amount of weight by a certain date, right? Don't do that. It's not necessary, and it makes the journey unenjoyable. And ultimately, if you put that much pressure on yourself, you're not gonna stick with it, right? So give yourself grace along the way, but ultimately take this journey one day at a time, right? I always tell people, if you have 100 pounds to lose, you lose 100 pounds by losing 1 pound at a time. So just remember that. And the last thing is, you just have to get started. How many times have we told ourselves, I want to start this journey, I want to get in shape, January 1st, I'm going to start my new diet and my new, healthy way of living. And then before you know it, January 1st comes and goes, it's summertime, you never did what you said you were going to do, and year after year you stay stuck. Start the process. okay? Take the first step. You know, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with taking the first step. So stop thinking about it, stop procrastinating, stop telling yourself, I'll do it when fill in the blank, when the kids go back to school, I'll do it when I get married, I'll do it when, you know, blah, blah, blah. Just forget about it and just start, because every passing day is a day where you could have made progress and you would be much further along on your journey. Think about it. 6 months ago, if you would have started your journey 6 months ago, where would you be today? It might not be a fun thought to think about, but think about it, right? So again, it's a one day at a time ordeal, but you have to start the process. You can't keep sitting on your butt wondering, maybe I'll start next week or next month or 6 months, because I promise you, if you just keep procrastinating and keep telling yourself you're gonna do that, you're never gonna do it. And 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're gonna have wasted a lot of time and you're gonna really regret not taking the first step, okay? I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel and let me know below what you wanna see more of from me. I love y'all. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.